Welcome back to Crypto Harmonics. This is Friday, August 25th, and I just want to do a rundown of some of the charts that I'm looking at right now and give you guys an update on a couple of the trades that, if you've been following me, that I'm in, and maybe some of you guys are in as well. And then there's a couple other newbies that are popping up here I want to look at. First things first, I want to look at three majors real quick because they're all kind of doing something. Ethereum is having this run up. This is in the dollar, right? So it's at $336 right now. I actually have this bat pattern forming right here where I would be looking to short Ethereum at around $386, so another $50 move up, and I would be shorting it. But I'm not looking for a long-term trend down. I'm just looking for maybe a slight move down back to 300, 320, even where it's at. If I can catch a little bit there, and then possibly a move higher up into all-time new high territory. So I am watching that. If you've been following me, you know that we've got this pattern right here, this bat pattern that's showing up. This is Ethereum next to Bitcoin, right? And I've got this blue box little kill zone here that I'm looking for it to come down into. And if Ethereum will come down, say it hits its target, in the next couple of days and does have a move down, and while Bitcoin's going up, then there's no reason this shouldn't come down into this area right here. And again, it doesn't have to. It may have formed a bottom right here. I don't know. It may hit here again and bounce up. But if it does come down here, I'm definitely taking Ethereum over Bitcoin, probably for the month of September. I think Ethereum will outpace Bitcoin in September. That's just speculation on my part, but I definitely think there's some good gains to be had there. I mean, if you look at this thing, this would kind of be my first target, right, on this trade, and that trade alone would net me 60% more Ethereum, more Bitcoin by sitting in Ethereum for a few weeks, or however long it takes. It doesn't have to take a few weeks to hit that target. It may take the whole month of September. I don't know. But I definitely think switching back and forth and knowing these patterns and knowing support and resistance, seeing these things play out, man, you can just make so much money just switching back and forth between the cryptocurrencies. And that's what it's really all about. So that's what I'm looking at. I love Bitcoin. I'm not by any means selling all my Bitcoin. I'm just saying I'm taking a portion of my Bitcoin off and giving it to Ethereum, because by this time Bitcoin may have hit 5,000 and Ethereum's down at 300. Well, or whatever that would be. Like, yeah, I like Ethereum going higher at that point. So actually, let's look at Bitcoin real quick. So Bitcoin looks like it's about to make an all-time new high again. Seems like every video I do, it's like making a new high. I mean, it's just crazy. But if you understand, like a lot of people, I'm going to do a little vlog once my flipping webcam comes in. It's still not in yet, but once my webcam comes in, I'm going to do a little vlog on why Bitcoin can continue going up at this rate and actually even quicker, regarding a little bit on the network effect, but understanding that Bitcoin is not really a currency, that it's a technology, and technology, can go up quite exponentially. So the dollar value is, yes, it does matter for speculators and for people like us that are trading, but overall, if you have a longer term view on things, sky's the limit. But here, I'm definitely looking for a run up to $5,000 for a psychological level. I don't really have any. I guess I could pull up like a little Fibonacci right here and see if I have some extensions. Oh, look, there's a nice Fibonacci extension right up into about $5,000 at the 1618 extension. So I think 5,000 is a really good target, actually. So I might take a little off, and by that time maybe Ethereum has come down or hit my target and stuff. So okay, let's look at Litecoin. Okay, if you've been following me for the last few weeks, you know that we went long Litecoin here, Litecoin to Bitcoin, hoping that it would outpace Bitcoin, and it has. And I hit my first target there for some pretty decent gains. And what was awesome is, you know, this is going up while Bitcoin's still going up. I mean, Bitcoin went down a little bit, but it didn't go down very much, and so I'm making more Bitcoin while Bitcoin is going up in price relative to dollar, which is always awesome. Let's look at it on the dollar though. Oh, and one more thing on this, I just want to make this clear. I do have a second target. I took a portion off here, and you can see I wrote it in there. That's my second target. I'm looking for Litecoin to go up to here. I don't care if Bitcoin's still going up. I'd still like, you know, if Bitcoin makes a surge up to 5,000, you know, Litecoin may dink around here and then make a run back up. If you look at, let's look at it here on the dollar real quick. One of the things I did was over the last week or so, I created this Slack. I'm just testing it out. I just have family in it. Just give me some honest feedback. But one of the things I'm doing in it is posting up to the second trade ideas, right? Because this thing is so dynamic, everything moves so quick. You know, just posting 1 or 2 videos a week doesn't really keep anybody in the loop. So one of the things I posted Wednesday morning was this 2-minute quick video just saying, hey, we got this triangle right here. We could be having a potential breakout. It was sitting around here. And it kept nudging up again. And when it kept nudging up against that trend line right there, I was like, okay, I drew this arrow on here. I was like, okay, we got a up move going. So I actually kind of thought it might break the all-time high when it started moving, but it did hit that and then kind of fell back, and now it's making another push up at 52. Litecoin's great. I mean, I may post I took a screenshot of, I bought some Litecoin on Coinbase, and then I sent it over to my wallet, and the transaction fee was like a penny or two. It's ridiculous. And I mean, it wasn't a small amount. I mean, it was like 4 or 5 grand worth of Litecoin, and the transaction fees are just nothing on it. It's fantastic, and it's super fast. So the potential long term for me, fundamentally, I love Litecoin. Obviously, if you've been following me, you know that I'm looking for $67 Litecoin in the somewhat near future. But that thing could very well take off past that too. But I will be taking some of my profits off right there for Litecoin. Okay, let's look at PIVX. Okay, this is another one that if you've been following along, you knew I was looking at and actually got in. I talked about it maybe about 7 or 8 days ago, and I had talked about it a couple weeks ago. It was setting up. You know, these things, these patterns, if you don't want to wait this long and be this patient with it on the daily, these patterns work on 1 hour time frames. I just don't want to sit in front of my computer that long. So if you want to trade, I may show maybe Monday or something, like show some 1 hour patterns, because it just makes no sense for me to do it on YouTube videos that I put out, you know, a bi-weekly thing, because by the time you see it, you know, it's already done, right? And so with a 1 hour pattern, you know, you can be in and out of the trade in one day, where these take, you know, days and weeks to play out. So with PIVX, I'm watching this. This is my target right here. I might have a higher target also. A lot of my trades will have 2 targets. I like having 2 targets there just in case it decides to run on. That's about where it's at. I need to hit my first target first before I find out for sure there, but I definitely like this. You know, too, if you've been watching me trade butterfly patterns, like I would say 80 to 90% of the time they will bounce up to and hit this X point. Now, will they keep going like PIVX has done? PIVX has kind of kept going, not always, but you can actually take off a little bit of profits right there, which is what I did initially, and then it's moving up into my first target where I'll take a substantial portion off. This is my stop loss down here still. I have not moved it, but once it hits up here, I'll take my stop loss and I'll run it up to right here, and that way just I'm guaranteed winning on this one, right? So okay, and then let me look at Augur real quick. Okay, Augur was one, if you've been following, I think I got in like towards the beginning of this month actually. So it's just been sitting around. I'm in the profit right now. This is my line. This is my entry right here. It went up really well. And again, like I said, like this is another case example of the butterfly pattern hitting the X. Look at the X point right here. Look at that. I mean, it just attracts right to it. So there might be a play there, just like taking some profits off every time right there, just trying to catch little bumps here and there. I'm looking for a little longer target up to here. May or may not get it, but like I said in the video, like I'm willing for this to bounce around here for a while and make a move up there and grab some profits. If it drops below this isn't my stop loss, this is just my support line here, but if it does drop below this, that is my stop loss, and I'll be out. Okay, now I want to look at one kind of funny trade I got. Okay, this is Dogecoin. I think that's how you say it. It's like a novelty coin, right? It's not, you know, I don't know, but it's actually been around a lot longer than most coins. But anyways, I had this set up on this thing, and I'm just, listen, this coin could be dying. I don't know. Don't take this trade with me, okay? I'm crazy, man. Don't take this trade with me. So anyways, I got in at 40 Satoshis, and honestly, like I'm watching it really close. If it drops below some of this levels here, like 30, something like that, then I probably want out. But I'm actually just seeing if it'll get a little bump up into possibly, actually that might be a little high. This area right here, 56, which would actually give me some pretty decent gains, which I know it's funny, but let's see. Let's pull this out real quick, and I would get about 46% gains, and I'm keeping my stop like super tight here. So yeah, I've got this little bit of risk and a big reward here. I mean, to make 50%, you know, on this thing could pop up real quick. You know, it's worth the risk to me, right? So that's why I'm taking it. This long term, I have no idea. This coin could be dying, but technically, I like it, you know. And so we'll see. I just thought I'd share that with you guys. That's something I'm doing. Okay, and then let's look at DigiByte real quick, because I feel like I've been in DigiByte forever, and I'm holding it not really based. I got in based on technicals, right? And I'm kind of just holding it based on a longer term view, right? I got in around here, I believe, and we had this nice run up, and then it's kind of come back down, and it's just fallen. So it's sitting around here, and look, I'm holding this thing just to see if I can get a run up. I might take some off if I get a run up back up into here, because I've still doubled my money, but I'm still looking to at least triple my money up here at this area for a nice run up here. And then longer term, if you like it longer term, you know, hold, you know, but not, right here is still for me a cheap place to buy up some DigiByte. Okay, let's look at Gnosis. Okay, I got this pattern showing up on Gnosis. Gnosis has had a steady downtrend for a while, right? It had this huge run up, all this excitement about it, and now it's fallen down. Technically, what I'm looking at right here, you see this spike down here. I don't know, that was like opening day there, right? But other than this spike down here, you know, we don't have a lower spot, so it's kind of an uncharted territory. So where exactly, let me move this, where exactly, you know, are we looking on this thing? And with this crab pattern, this allows me to see a little bit down here in some uncharted territory, and see if I can pick a good place here. So if it'll fall down to this level, the 0.0187 area, that's where I'm looking at picking up some Gnosis. So hang on. It might, make a little move up. It might continue the downtrend. I don't know. That's not really my way of trading, trying to figure out that. I'm just saying if it comes down here, I'm definitely picking it up because I feel like it's cheap there. Okay, and let's look at the last one that I wanted to look at, which is Mysterium. Okay, I've got this funky little pattern on Mysterium setting up here, and I have an entry actually where it's at right now. That's actually a valid entry for me right there. I'm kind of playing it a little safe and hoping it'll come down to this 886 right here. This line that I have drawn here, I think that just since it broke down another low here, I think it's very possible. And then what you want to do is set, your stop loss, obviously, which by now you guys should know this, but below all this right here, below your X point. And I'm actually looking for a decent run up, maybe like up into this area first. We'll see once it triggers, but I'm definitely, that's something that is on my near-term radar as far as looking at on Bittrex, being able to pick up some cheap altcoins and stuff. So I actually really like Mysterium as well as fundamentally as a company. So it's always helpful when my technical analysis lines up and I have something that I really like. It may turn into a different play. This channel is going to be about trading strictly, but for me, it may be something where I say, hey, I'm holding on to this thing long term because I see the vision for that going up to here and beyond, So, okay, well, hope that helps you guys. I'm going to go weather this hurricane now. It's going to be pretty great. I'm going to do a lot of puzzles. So, have a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys hopefully on Monday. All right.